Hello everyone, my name is Chinwe Russell, a Doncaster-based artist, and today I will be looking very briefly at the Bengal School of Art, which was an art movement of Indian origin which flourished in the early 20th century in British ruled India. This video, like some of my recent videos, are part of the Doncaster Art Movement project sponsored by the Doncaster Council Fighting Back Fund. And through these videos, we look at various art movements from around the world which mark the history of art. The reason why we are doing these videos is that many people today hesitate about engaging in the arts because they feel they don't have enough knowledge to do so. And we want to help those people to overcome this barrier by providing some basic knowledge about various art movements and styles. What we want to achieve really is for you to take a few minutes to look at art, and not just to look at art, but for you to reflect on what's behind the work and how it got to be created. Every piece of art tells a story, and this project is a way to entice your consciousness to perhaps think about the long history of art and how it has shaped our society. We have talked about various art movements and styles, and many artists in Doncaster have participated in this. What is the Bengal School of Art? Now, the Bengal School of Art is also commonly referred to as Bengal School, and it was essentially an Indian nationalist art movement started by a group, by a few passionate artists of the period. It was started as a way of rekindling a sense of national pride in the art and culture of India, which had been under the clutches of colonial Britain for a very long time. In fact, the movement grew out of Swadeshi, which is a much wider movement which called for the liberation of India from the cultural, political and economic influence of Britain, which had permeated the whole region. So it was within this period of Swadeshi that the concept of the Bengal School of Art was born. There was a lot of boycotts of British manufactured goods in favor of domestic goods at the time, and this call for nationalism invariably extended to the arts. Prior to this time, most of the artists working in the region at that period produced what is called company paintings. And this was under the patronage of many British art collectors and patrons, predominantly in areas like Calcutta and Madras, which had heavy British presence at the time. Company paintings were paintings specifically produced in the European style in order to appeal to the sensibilities of British art collectors. And you could say that these artists did not produce art for art's sake or paint what they wanted to paint, but created art for commercial purposes only. Now, company style was a hybrid style of painting which sort of watered down the richness and texture of the traditional style of painting by Europeanizing the subject matter. I'm not sure if Europeanizing is even a word. So it sort of painted an idealistic style of work. It painted what the British collectors wanted to see, but it was done in a way to suit their tastes. So all the traditions and cultures of India were not truly reflected in this company style of work. Now, the Bengal, it was within this whole period that the concept for the Bengal School of Art was born. And the Bengal School of Art promoted a return to a more traditional style of work, a truly Indian style of art free from European influence. Now, the origin of the Bengal School of Art is quite interesting, really. A certain gentleman one of the most prominent Indian artists, and he is generally credited with being the brains behind, or the inspiration behind the Bengal School of Art, along, funny enough, with a certain English gentleman called Ernest Binfield Havel. Tagore was one of the first major supporters and promoters of the Indian nationalist values, especially with regards to the arts. Tagore's aim for establishing the Bengal School of Art was solely to counter the English influence on Indian artists. He set about incorporating Indian traditional elements into his own work, and this was so successful that the British art institutions around at the time started promoting the style of work in their institutions. Now, I mentioned that there was another a gentleman called Havel who was English. He was governor of, he was the principal of the Government School of Art in Calcutta at the time. And Havel was an English art historian. He was a teacher. He was also an arts administrator, and he was an author. He wrote several books. He urged his students to turn to Mughal miniatures as influence, as inspiration and influence in their work rather than British art. This move was quite controversial, and it led to a strike by the art students, and even the press at the time joined in to complain. They considered that a return to the past was retrogressive. They were more interested in looking forward to the future as inspiration for their work, instead of looking at art from the past. Now, Havel was supported by the artist Tagore that we met earlier to reinforce his message of return to the past as a source of inspiration, source of national pride in the artistic sector. Tagore and Havel both believe that the Mughal art, now when I say Mughal, that's another style that you need to explore. It goes, further back than the Bengal School of Art. So they consider that the Mughal style was more representative of Indians' distinct spiritual qualities and culture as opposed to the more materialistic art of the West. Tagore's best-known painting that we see here, it's titled Bharat Mata, which is Mother India. It depicts a young woman portrayed with 4 arms in the manner of the Hindu deities. I'm sure you've seen the deities that is portrayed with several arms, and she's holding objects which are symbolic of Indians' national significance. Through this painting of Mother India, Tagore established the pattern of Indian nationalism and patriotism through artistic depictions. Other Indian painters followed in the footsteps of Tagore and created stunning works which depicts the culture, the colors, the textures, the sights and sounds of their wonderful India. So they were no longer watering down their painting to suit anyone's sensibilities. However, what they were doing, they were creating the paints they wanted to paint, depicting their real culture in the way it is, and not the way that it will appeal to the British colonial masters at the time. And some of the other notable painters and artists of the Bengal school who then followed Tagore to create this style of work included an artist called Nandalal Bose, not very good at pronouncing names. There was also another artist called M.A.R. Chuktai, and you had Sunayani Devi, who was the sister of Tagore himself. There was also Asit Kumar Haldar. You had Sudhi Kaskia, and many other artists. The legacy of Bengal School of Art lives on today. You have quite a number of artists who are still practicing art, trying to keep the legacy going. However, Tagore's dream of modernizing Mughal paintings and sort of making it the inspiration behind paintings eventually gave rise to the type of Indian paintings that you see today. When you see traditional Indian paintings, it's quite obvious that it comes from this region of the world, and it's all through the efforts of Tagore and Havel. I hope this small presentation has been of some use to you. What I would really like to recommend is for you to go and study this subject a little bit more. You'll see lots and lots of wonderful imagery. You could sort of start by studying a bit more about the Mughal art, Mughal miniatures, which again has a long history. It's quite a big subject, and how it influenced the Bengal School of Art, and how the Bengal School of Art then influenced modern Indian painting. And art from the Bengal School of Art of this period itself quite a lot of action. I think in 2019, I think it was Sotheby's with an auction, and was it Christie's, I'm not sure. And some of the auction, some of the work from this period were included in this auction. They sold for quite a lot of money. Thank you very much for watching this video. The history of art is quite fascinating, and it's something that I really recommend that you do. And I would like to thank Doncaster Council once again for the opportunity to produce this video. When we come out of lockdown and everything returns to normal, there'll be lots and lots of wonderful art events taking place in Doncaster, and I would strongly recommend that you keep your eye open to receive wonderful news. And we hope to see you soon. This is Chinwe Russell. Bye.